Oh yeah, I was actually talking about something somebody had asked me before. Alternate ways to build the characters. In my opinion, there's really only everyone's pretty much got a set path. Ryu, if you really wanted to, you could build him as a mage. Don't know why you would, other than, you know, Kaiser forms, level 3 magic maybe for combos, but kind of like Breath of Fire 3, magic in this game at the highest end gets outshone by physical attacks. Although thankfully not as bad, which is kind of great because in Breath of Fire 3, Nina is one of the most useless characters in your party. In this game, she's freaking great. Of course, she's also your healer, but that's beside the point. Let's see, Sias, you should go for power and speed. Cray, you should just go for power, pure power, nothing but power. Ursula, pick your poison, melee or magic, stick with it. Nina should go pure magic. However, there is 2 ways to do Nina, in my opinion. One, you could just leave her on Rolf the entire game. The benefit of doing that is Nina ends up with more defense at the end of the game if you leave her on Rolf, but she ends up with a lower wisdom. So it's a trade-off. You can end up with a squishier Nina that will hit harder with magic, or you could end up with a slightly beefier Nina. But either way, you can leave her on Rolf the entire game, or you could switch over to, I think it's Abyss. Yeah, I think I have her on Abyss. Yeah, you can switch her over to Abyss when Abyss becomes available. No, my battery in my controller's running low. It's cool. I have 2 controllers charging up over there, so that's cool. Plus, I imagine I still have a little bit of time in this one. Of course, this one has been on for a while. Before I sat down to play Breath of Fire 4, I actually beat The Misadventures of Tron Bonne. I recorded that. Let's see. But yeah, with the exception of Ursula and maybe Nina, and even then Nina, it's only saying, do I want my magic user to be more or less squishy? So, you know, this game is not as flexible in the way you can build your characters, I don't think. Breath of Fire 3, you had Pico at level 1. You could build him pretty much any way you wanted to. You could build him to be a super defensive tank. You could build him to be a super offensive fighter. You could build him to be a sort of tanky mage. I mean, Ryu, you could focus more on attack power and forego a little bit of AP. You could try and maximize your AP and your while getting as much power as you can. Momo, you could go pure int and make her the ultimate mage with the skills that you pick up, or Or you could raise her power and give her Shadow Walk, and she would never ever miss. Which is really, really, really awesome because she has really high natural AP, so she can cast Shadow Walk a bunch. Gar, I think, is a little less flexible. Gar is so slow. Really, what you want to do with him is you want to throw the Beast Spear on him and just maximize his attack power and HP and defense, and just speed be damned. Let's see. Nina is, of course, the most useless character in your party, but you want to maximize her int and AP and her defense, so she's not squishy. And then, you know, you have Ray, and, you know, Ray, you could either concentrate on his offense or his defense. You know, you had a little more play in Breath of Fire 3 is what I'm saying with the stats. In this game, it's just not as playful. So let's go into the Astana here. I'm actually going to take a bit of a pause here. Go get refreshed. Maybe use the restroom. Let's see. Figure out if I need to buy some Damascus mail here or do I need to wait. Like I was saying before, I do want to point out one thing with the Manila Merchant here. Like I was saying, there's very little difference between the Damascus mail and the life armor. If you have the extra whales, I'd go ahead and get the life armor. If you just want to be that asinine about fishing, go ahead and get the life armor. It's not really worth it, though, because of the fact that you buy the Damascus mail at the same town. Now, if the life armor was like available back here at Chiqua, I'd say, yeah, the life armor would be a lot more worth it. But at the same time, if you come to Chiqua, and I've pointed this out to you before, you have the Force Armor. Force Armor, as you can see, is 8 points weaker, but wearing it gives you the same effect as a barrier spell. Barrier halves the amount of damage you take from magic. I'm not 100% sure. If anybody knows this, let me know. But, because that would be great to know. But I don't think it wears off. I think as long as you're wearing the Force Armor, you get the effect of barrier. Either that or it wears off at 3 turns from the start of combat. I don't remember. But I'm fairly certain it doesn't. I'm fairly certain it's permanent, and that is pretty good. That means that you would take half damage from pretty much all magic. I am not sure if that works on healing magic, though. I very rarely use the barrier spell. And that right there is, in my opinion, Urshan's ultimate weapon, if you're going to go for a melee-oriented Urshan. If you're not going to go for a melee-oriented Urshan, then it doesn't really matter what her weapon is, in my opinion, because she's not going to be attacking with it. Alright, so let's go back. Like I said, I need to take a pause. Go back to Astana. Go use the restroom and take a moment to look at my notes. But first we're going to stay at the end so I can fill my AP up. Yes, I do want to save. This slot right here. Alright, and hopefully all that recorded. That would be terrible if all that didn't record. Because I've just been playing for like a really long time. It should be fine. My trombone recorded fine and I haven't changed anything. So anyway, like I said, going to take a bit of a pause. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, welcome back once again to Breath of Fire 4. When we last left off, it hasn't been that long. It's been about an hour since I last played. Told you I was going to take a bit of a pause. I paused for 30 minutes or so, and then I went and I farmed a little bit of money, and by a little bit I mean about 50,000 zenny. Okay. It sure beats taking the aqueduct. Yeah, she was pretty upfront about it, Craig. She has faith in Ryu. It's so sweet. Anyway, it's good. Let's see. Get some croc tears. Useless. Who gets that ladder? No, I see. I see. This way. Swallow eyes. Give the swallow eyes to... This. That way everyone has nice roundish, well, not everybody, but those three have nice multiple of 5 OCD pleasing agilities. Is there anything over here? Nope. Nope. But anyway, I actually farmed up about 55,000 zenny. I had, you know, a couple thousand. I had about 15 when I started, so I farmed up about 40,000 zenny. It didn't take long. It took 30 minutes. If you go to the area right before Fulu's tomb, you go up the hill where you got the wind gem. That area, that wide clearing there, seems to have the highest chance to spawn gold gangs, and sometimes they appear in groups of 2, so it's relatively easy to kill them. And now that you're at this point in the game, you should have a dragon tier. Well, put the dragon tier on Sias, and then you're guaranteed to kill one every time it appears. If you get two, hey, that's great, but every time, at least, whether they appear in a group of two or whether they appear with an egg gang, you're guaranteed to kill it, as long as it doesn't run on the first turn, which I don't think they do. So, have to use Shining Blade on it, because Shining Blade can't miss.